Okay, now I said we are going to understand what an algorithm is and also demonstrate its use, then use the skills that we have learned to build our own interactive stories, games, animations, and whatsoever. So we have been interacting with algorithms every day in our real life. Even while you eat, you are implementing an algorithm. While going to school, you always implement an algorithm, just that you never know what you're doing if you don't know what it is about. And in simple words, an algorithm is just like a set of instructions that tell a computer what to do. And personally, I've interacted with algorithms in a way of flowcharts, and you too, you have interacted with flowcharts, but you just didn't know that this was a flowchart. For example, you are going to from home to maybe a neighbor's place. These branches you went through, these conditions that you went through, they made what we call an algorithm. But don't worry about the word. We don't need the terminology. We don't need, if it sounds complex to you, we are not going to need it. What we are going to need is to just understand what it's all about and then how it can be able to help us. I see Michelle's hand is up. Michelle, you want to unmute and share with us? Michelle, I've given you a chance to unmute. Okay, maybe it was a mistake. Now, just to proceed, I say that an algorithm, just if you want to note this down, is a list of rules or a set of rules to follow in order to solve a complex problem. You get? So it's just like that group of instructions. You put them in one set, and when they are implemented or you run them together, they will make you to solve a very difficult problem. So we have a set, these steps or this sequence must be in the right order. It must follow, it must be in systematic order. It should be just like we're going to be seeing in the upcoming slide. You have to, even in real life, when you're going to school, you have to begin with first things first and then end with the last things at the end. And we also think of an algorithm for getting, I want you to think of an algorithm for getting dressed at home before you go to school. And also think of an algorithm for giving someone directions. What are those instructions? What are those procedures that you would follow to give someone directions? Would you be like the Chinese man who was directing someone and was like, you go left, left, right, then right, 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 left, 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 left. Even if it's a real person, the person would get lost. The same applies to a computer. When you just tell someone, when you reach maybe City Square, go right, left, right, right, left, right, right, the person would get lost. So will the computer. Now, algorithms help us if we put them in their own systematic order. If we put them in to follow a certain process, then they will really implement exactly what we are telling them to implement. Now, let's start up with trying to have an algorithm to bake a cake, to direct someone. I just want someone to think of what instructions to, if you have ever baked cake, I want you to raise up your hand and try to take me through 5 steps. I just want only 5 steps for baking a cake. Does someone want to try? And as we are, I want 3 people. The first person will tell me how to bake a cake. The next person, how to direct someone to the post office. And the third person, developing a computer game that moves an object from one part to the. So let's start with Shiloh. Shiloh, please unmute and share with us.
When you're baking a cake, you have to first put flour. Yeah, then you have to put baking soda. Then you also put the other dry ingredients. Then you put an egg in it. Then you mix the flour. Then after mixing it, you put it in the oven. It bakes. Then after you decorate the cake. Then after you can sell it or
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thanks, Shiloh. And that's what we call an algorithm, just what she has been taking us through. It's a set of instructions to bake a cake. And that's in programming, we call it an algorithm. So let's get someone else to give us a try. If you want to tell us how to bake a cake in your own way, or how to direct someone to find their way to the post office, these three. Let's give a chance to Maureen. Maureen, if you can, please.
When you find the new way to the teacher?
Yes, go ahead.
I said, when you find the new way to the post office, if you don't know where it is, you can use Google Maps and then it can direct you where to go.
Okay, now I just want you to give me the instructions. If I didn't have Google Maps, maybe I know that the post office is near Bank of Uganda and I'm staying here. I'm staying where you are. Just direct us from where you are to Bank of Uganda. What instructions would you follow? Using directions like I go straight, then I turn left to maybe Entebbe Road, then I go straight, I turn right. I just want some such kind of instructions. Okay, I see. Jesse, you want to give us a try? Just please unmute yourself.
Teacher, please. Teacher, good morning, teacher.
Go ahead, Jesse.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning. Do you want to share with us your algorithm or your set of instructions for any of these scenarios? I know someone has a good answer for the remaining two, and I just want someone to give it a try before I can share my own opinion. Okay, so let me just proceed now. So to find my way to the post office, for example, let's start with the what Shiloh shared with us. So in my own opinion, or in Shiloh's opinion, to bake a cake, the algorithm would be a recipe. And the recipe is get 5 apples. That's for my recipe. You also have your own recipe. So get 5 apples and get 2 eggs, 1 teaspoonful of nutmeg, then another one for 2 other ones for cinnamon, and then 2 cups of sugar to match. Then I have a cup of oil, and then 1 cup of nuts. Then I mix goodies in the left column, and then I add dry stuff, bake for 1 hour at around 350 degrees. So that would be my recipe. Those are the instructions. The first one, I first have to add apples, then 2 eggs in the apples, then the others will follow. So, and I'll come up with the recipe. Though you may not like it, but that's just the procedure for my cake. Let's take a look at taking the person to the post office here. I just want someone to raise up their hand. Let me first share with you what this really means. So I am this person, I'm at home here. This is maybe Eliora, who is at home here. And Eliora needs to find her way to the post office. And we just want you to give us a map or a set of directions that Eliora would follow to reach this post office. But you have to note that Eliora is a very young girl who is below 10 years. And there is a graveyard here. Someone has to go, someone can't go diagonal, over the diagonal path. Someone can either pass through the graveyard, then go through the school, then go to the post office, or someone goes through the beehive. This is a beehive. There is a forest here and there is a castle here. There are cliffs here, which would be so hard for the young girl. So let's hear from Maureen as we also wait for others' opinion.
First, you go straight up ahead next to the school, and then you turn left, and then you go straight up ahead next to the shops, and then you reach the post office.
At your age, you would actually pass through the graveyard. Do you have the courage to pass through the graveyard?
I do.
Really? Maybe you're just lying to go past us, but I really don't feel like a young child can pass through the graveyard. Let's hear someone. Let's hear Kwanga Wilton's opinion.
So for me, I think that Eliora should go through the graveyard because she can use it as a landmark as she's coming back from the post office. So she goes through the graveyard past her school, then she turns right to the shops, and then she reaches the post office.
Wow, so I have two people who are voting themselves. So let's hear the last opinion. Who wants to share? I want someone who can pass through the beehive because that's the person who I'll vote for. Let's hear from Shani.
Yeah, I think that Eliora should pass through the graveyard because if she tries to pass through the beehive, she might get stung. But graveyard, there are dead people. She can pass through the intersection, the pathways that have been created. Then go upwards to the school, turn right to the shops, and then she reaches the post office.
Nice. Okay, let's hear the last opinion. I don't know who is it. If you're raising up your hand, just unmute. Okay.
Me.
Okay, Becky. Just go ahead. Is it Daudi or Becky?
Me.
Okay, you tell us your instructions.
Maybe she has to pass through the beehive when the bees are sleeping.
How will she tell that the bees are sleeping?
Then to just go with a bee protection.
Oh, yeah, with the bee protection. You proceed. So then she goes through the forest and then she reaches the castle. Maybe she can pass through the castle, but what about the cliffs? Anyway, so the best algorithm would be, just like our previous three participants said, to leave home. These people are dead, so they cannot do anything to Eliora. And then you make another step this is one step to the graveyard, another step to this place, then to the school, and then you turn right to the shops, and then you are at the post office. Because first of all, going through the beehives, if 10 of them are sleeping, at least 300 are still awake, and you will never find all bees asleep. Then going through the forest, there may be snakes, there may be lions, and also going through the castle, the cliff would be hard. If it's hard for the matures, how about the children? So the best way is to follow the graveyard. Now, let's see how we can make a game. Developing a computer game that involves involves moving an object from one part of the screen to another. Let's say I wanted to maybe make to start. My start can be maybe at this point of the screen, then the end is at this on the right hand side at the extreme corner. So a flowchart or a set of instructions would be, for this game, I would first start, just like if someone starts your game, they have a button to click for the game to get started. So you click on start, then you go to the first position. You saw Eliud Kipchoge, we had Chemtai, our athletes who went to Tokyo and won the medals. What they always do is to first go to the start position of the race. After going to the start position, then they set them off and they go until they reach the second position, or the last position is when they stop. They will never stop until they reach this last position where they have set them to go in order to win the race. So the same thing applies here. When you start an algorithm, you don't want it to stop until it has reached where you wanted it to end. And that's exactly what an algorithm is all about. That's exactly what a flowchart takes us through. And as you've seen, when I follow, when I'm making even a phone app or maybe a game on my phone, I will always first click on the start. Then I keep on going, playing my game until I fail or until I win is when the game will stop. That's the same experience you're going to go through while building our games. And this is just maybe to tell you what an algorithm, what a flowchart is. A flowchart can just be we can define it as a structured method for implementing the algorithms. Structured means they're just kind of drawings. Each shape has its own meaning, as I'm going to be telling you, as you can see here. When you want to start if you're drawing your flowchart, a flowchart is just like you're drawing a map for your journey, a map for your game, a map for you to go to the shop and buy that donut and buy that half cake to come and take tea. So this could be, for example, if I'm to go to my start position, which is to put my legs down from my bed, I would use an oval shape, which can be a pressed circle, as you can see it, or this shape can also be used to stop. This is what the computer actually understands when you use these shapes. And this rectangle here represents an instruction, because you always have to give, if it's a robot, you give it instructions. If it's a child that you're sending to the shop, you always have to give that sibling of yours the instructions to follow if they don't know where the shop is. And these people, while they are going to the shop, they will face a point where they will have to make a decision. And that's the place where we were here at the graveyard. At this point, we were now making a decision, either to go through the graveyard or to go through the beehive. So that point is you can either say yes or no. Most of you chose to say yes to the graveyard, and Daudi chose to say no to the graveyard and said yes to the bee. So at the decision point, we only make two options. We only have two options, and the decision is one. You either say yes or no. And that's what we are saying here. It's either a yes to a particular option or no to that option and a yes to the alternative. So And a flowchart uses different types of shapes as we have described them, and they just display a graphical representation of how the process actually works, even in real life. So these arrows that you're seeing are used to show the correct sequence of the steps in the correct order. Yes means if you are yes, then you go this side. If it's no, then you try look at other options, either to go back home or maybe to use a shortcut the other side, as we are going to be seeing in the next level. So let's try to look at how we turn on the taps at home. So you wouldn't need really or usually need a flowchart before running a shower, but it illustrates how a flowchart works. Here is one for running a bath at home. And what you would go through is maybe to start. You click the start to start the program of the tap. If it was a machine, I would turn on the taps. And after turning on the taps, I see how much water is in the bath. And this is now the instruction. As you can see the shapes. On seeing the decision now, either to go to the next step of turning off the taps. And in this decision, I asked myself, is the bath full enough for me to take my bath or my shower? If it's not full enough, I continue checking. But if it is full enough, then I turn off the taps and I stop the program. Haven't we used an algorithm? Haven't we used a flowchart? Can you make a flowchart for your real life at home? This shape here is used, it can be a circular shape or just a rectangle with curves at the edges. And this is used to start the program. So what Wilton has done here, Wilton has started the tap and then started his program, then turns the taps on, then keeps on checking, as you can see, keeps on checking whether the water is enough for him to take his bath. If it's not enough, Wilton is going to continue checking without turning off the tap. We'll continue checking and to ensure that so until the bath is full enough, Wilton will not turn them off. So if they are full enough, Wilton turns off the taps and then stops the program. Now let's see what happens. So this is actually just a flowchart helps us to get things in the right order. You can't start the program, then you turn off the taps before even turning them off. That's not the right systematic order that we are looking at. And what you're seeing here, the decision, what Wilton is going through here is what we call an iteration. He keeps, in programming, we are going to call it an iteration because he keeps on checking, keeping on checking. That process is called an iteration because the process of going back to restart or going back to check whether you are actually what you wanted has been met is called an iteration. So the yes or no is the decision, and it is just here. This decision that you make from this decision box is what will tell you of whether to iterate or to go and end the program. Now let's make the game here. I want all of you, if you have installed Scratch, we want to start over with just a simple basic. What I want us to implement what we have done in the flowchart. In this, let me start my Scratch program and I share with you what I really mean. So first of all, I just want you to give me some algorithm, some flowchart. Who wants to try to draw for us a flowchart? Let me flowchart which will make this cut here to move and go past these stairs to the finishing line here. Let me give a chance to Let me stop sharing my screen and I just share my whiteboard here for someone to annotate it. And let me enable annotation here. So someone, I see, if your hand is up, just please unmute. Yes, please.
I have a question.
Yes, Hadassah.
How are we going to make the algorithm? I wasn't here from the start of the class.
Okay, now maybe we shall share with you as we proceed, but the algorithm is just like a set of instructions that tell a computer what to do. And we are now using flowcharts to come up with that kind of map. It can be seen like a map in real life of what we want to do. So can I get someone to draw for me the flow chart for getting the cat from the starting line to the finishing line? You know, so this is the cat here. And we have here the stairs. We have here the stairs like this. And this is the finishing line. So do we have anyone who wants to give us a try? So the flow chart here, let me just maybe share and also start my Scratch program. If share the screen here. So what we are going to do here, the cat must travel from the start to the finishing position. It must travel around this barrier by hopping on the platforms to reach the finishing position. And also we want to put the flowchart instructions in the correct order to produce an effective algorithm to solve that problem. So this is a problem which is ahead of us. And you should note that there is more than one right answer. So they are just like we had to someone saying we go through the graveyard, another one said we go through the beehive. So there is always more than one right answer. So someone says, teacher, may you please send the link again? Which link do you mean? Maybe you mean the link to Scratch. So let me send the link to Scratch and you can just click create and use the online version for now, because it may take time for you to download. So that's the link. And so the flowchart here, I see Maureen's hand is up. Maureen, do you want to share? Unmute yourself. Or Eliora?
I would like to ask, do we have to like make scripts for the cat to climb up the stairs?
Yeah, first before we get to the scripts, I want you to get the map or the instructions that the person would go through without even getting the scripts in Scratch. Do you want to give it a try? I can't hear you, Eliora. Just unmute.
I said yes.
Okay, you give it a try. Just go ahead.
When up arrow clicked, point in direction 90 degrees, and then when down arrow clicked, point in direction negative 90 degrees.
Okay, that's a nice algorithm. And I'm going to see how you can implement that in Scratch. So let me also share my algorithm here. I see, before I go ahead, Rukia, you want to give it a try? Just unmute yourself.
Teacher, I think what you're supposed to do first. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. To me, what I could do first is I first get the costume for this cat to make it move.
You first get what?
and two are the steps. I first get the set of instructions. Like I first get the costume for this card to see if it's like real moving, like in real life. And then later, I make, when it reaches the steps, I make it jump. And then later it continues.
Later it continues.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, Rukia.
And I said that I first get a costume for this skirt to make it like move, like a costume, like when it's like real moving. And then later, when it hits the edge here, instead of bouncing back, I make it jump.
Jump up, eh?
Yes. And then when like here, then jump, and then jump, and then here it continues walking.
And how does it
until it reaches another obstacle? How does it jump?
stop?
Stop.
Yeah.
I don't know. To stop. Then like if in that game there are two obstacles, like this is the first one and then the next one, I look for movement, and then I say when reach at the edge, stop.
All right. Now let's see. That's a very, very good algorithm. And let me just take you through my the flow chart here. The flow chart would be you start, you go to the start, you get, after starting the program, the card, you should tell the program to, the card to go. So when someone clicks the start button, the card is going to go to the start. This is the start position. And then it moves forward. You get, this is the instruction you're giving the card, move forward. So the card is going to move forward, and it now comes down here where there's a point where to make a decision. You get, so it will ask itself, are you touching barrier? If yes, then move up. But if no, then you're supposed to, maybe it's at this point here and it's getting to, are you finished? If not, then continue moving forward. Maybe you have not reached this barrier already. So continue moving until you reach the barrier. So this is what this decision is telling us. Are you touching barrier? If yes, then move forward and keep on moving forward. You get, until you are touching the barrier. Or if you're not touching the barrier, maybe you are finished. So you ask, are you finished? If you are at this point here now, you've reached the finishing line, then if yes, stop. But if no, continue moving forward. So this is how you would draw the flow chart for your program. And just this, as you're seeing them here, the shapes we were looking at, we say this oval shape and this oval shape, you can either use them to stop or to start the program. And this rectangle, when you're drawing your flow charts, this rectangle should be for instructions. The instructions that you give your sprite or the animation, whichever, even if it's a game or an animation, for instructions, you should be always using these shapes here. So for example, we are giving it an instruction to go to start position, and also another instruction to move forward. And these are decision box. Decision box, you can see them as maybe a kite, that shape of a kite, a rhombus. You can see them as that kind of tilted square, and they just represent what we call a decision, either a yes or no. It's either a yes or no. There's nothing like maybe here. So if it's a yes, then this will be done. If it's a no, it will be done. And as you can see here, it's again asking another decision. So that's the process. Let me see. I see Maureen, your hand is up. Did you just forget to lower it, or you wanted to share something?
I forgot to lower it.
All right, sorry. So let's now proceed to make the game. I think Charlo Nicholas, you want to ask a question or share with us?
Teacher, I was asking that.
You are?
Is this like also a code, or it's just like a guide
This
to
is
the
like
code?
This is like a guide. It's not a code. This is just a, you can either decide to have a guide for your projects, or you can just go. This is the professional way of doing it. You first have a guide, then you go to coding. But most people always just skip the guide, then they go straight away to coding. But if you have a guide,
Okay,
your
thank you.
program will not have errors. If you have a guide, your program will go smoothly without errors or bugs, as we call them in programming. So before we even make one, I now want us to make it in Scratch, but I want someone to raise up their hand and try to fill. I'm going to show you how to make that, but it's just a matter of making these shapes, a matter of just drawing these shapes the way you're seeing them here. Now, this is an assignment, not an assignment, but it's something we want to do right now. This cut here, we are saying this cut should leave, we want to now start coding it in Scratch, but it has to leave the start position, go hover on through the barriers, and then go to the finishing line. And these are the steps these are all the steps we have to use to do this. I want someone to guess. I want someone to challenge me. I want someone to be our superstar of the day by telling me that one goes, I want to start with this first shape here. And this is the first shape, this is the second, third, and I want you to tell me that one goes in the first circle, and then maybe two goes here, maybe four goes here, five. So let me allow you, you're just going to annotate my screen and be typing that one goes here. Then you write one, if it's one, you write one, if it's two. So let me just allow you to annotate if you're raising up your, remember all answers, there is no, we have more than one correct answer, just as we said. So I see, let's give a chance to who raised the hand up first. Just go ahead.
In our first block, it's supposed to be 6. And then the second one is 2. Sorry, I can't write very well when I'm annotating,
Okay.
but then the next one is 3. I'm not sure after that.
So just try.
No, really, I really am not sure.
What's this decision? All right. Okay, let's give a chance to Daniel and Zachary. Just unmute yourself and you can also annotate. You can either annotate or just tell us that the first circle we have one, like you can just speak over. Okay, we can't hear you, just unmute. We are not hearing you, Zach and Daniel. Maybe can we give a chance to Jaden?
Teacher.
Yes.
You start with step 6.
Huh?
To step 2.
2.
Step 6 to step 2. Then we press step 7. Then step 3. Step 6 to step 3.
Are you
Then
stuck?
step 2.
Don't repeat the steps. If you repeat the steps, I want you to use the steps one time. For each box, even here, we need a step. Even in each of the bigger shape, I need one step and it should not repeat itself.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thanks for giving it a try. Do we have the last person? I'm giving a chance to the last person, then I give you the answers. I saw Mina's hand was up, but then she lowered again. Does anyone want to give us a try, their own opinion? Okay, now, okay, let's have Alexander, and then Rukia will come next. Alexander, just unmute yourself. Oh, we have so many of them now. Okay, tell us your algorithm.
No.
Alexander, you're breaking. You're breaking. We can't hear you.
Teacher. Okay. That's when I have, and then I use X 100, and then I'll try later when my internet connection is stable.
All right, it's okay. Let's give a chance to Rukia. Rukia, unmute yourself.
I'm teacher.
Yes.
Step 6.
Step 6.
And then I say forever.
So step
And
6,
then
you go to 7.
7 years. And then
7 is what comes in this box here.
And then, yeah, just forever.
Okay. Then next.
And then 6, 7, and then change color. And then I can't really see 7, but if it says changing color also. And then go to X. And then I think this is going to go in forever. Then go to X because I think it's a starting point. And then change after, and then go to X and move 10 steps. Then move 10 steps, then change Y by 30. Meaning when you change Y by 30, this guy is going to be up. Like you're going to move up. And then later stop.
But what you should not the start X, this X you're seeing here is here at the start. These are the coordinates of the card where it's at the start, as you can see.
And I said, like when you click the flag, like when you first put the flag, then you put forever. Meaning when you click that, like the flag is like the main thing. If you don't have the flag, you can't move. So you first put the flag first, then forever. Then you go here, go to X. When you reach at X, then you say move 10 steps. And then when you reach where the Y is, you say change Y by 30. This guy is going to move up.
Okay.
So it's 6, 7, 8, 4, 2, 5, 1.
Okay. Rukia, no. Michelle, stop playing with the annotation. So let's see. Let me first share this again. Then I give a chance to someone else. Let's have let's have the last person. Okay, let's have Jaden and then Maureen. Then I'll give you the answers.
The first one is 6.
6.
Then after the second one is, I think it is 2.
Yes.
Then after this one is 7. Then this, I think this one may be number
6.
5.
When the flag is complete, move 10 steps is 2. 7
Just leave. Let me do what I'm doing. This one is yes, I'm putting. And I think that's it, because I'm not sure if that's right.
Yeah, and that's a nice try. Let's wait and see whether you're right. Thank you very much, Jaden. Let's have the last person, Maureen. Maureen, let's give Maureen to also a chance to give us her opinion. So, Maureen or Eliora?
Yes.
Give us your opinion. Do you want to try?
Yes, I think it's first step 6, then step 7, then step 2, then 4, then 5. Wait, can I first restart? It's first step 6, then 7, then 3, then 2, then 4, then 5, then step 8, then step 1.
Okay. Now let's see the answer. Let's see who has gotten it right. Thank you very much, Eliora. So these are the right answers. The first is to go when green flag is clicked. That's how you start. Then you move on to 4, which is go to this start position. You take, after starting the program, you tell the card to go to the start position here, which is these coordinates here. Then after that, you now move 10 steps. You're now at this position. Now you move 10 steps towards the barriers. And number 3 comes next, which is asking, it's now a decision. And the decision is if touching color black, because this on the barriers, this outside color is black. So you tell the card that if you notice any color black, if touching color, this color here is black, then the next thing is if yes, as you're seeing here, then you go to 5, which is change Y by 30. Y means to go up and X means just stay straight. So going Y by going upwards by 30 steps. And then this number 7 is you continue checking. This decision, we said it's an iteration, so that's the forever. You continue checking if it's touching the color. So this process will keep on following through, and even if it reaches here, if it's touching this color black, then it again goes up, then goes like that until it reaches the finishing line. But if it's not touching black color, then number 8 will come next, which is maybe it's touching color green, which is the finishing line. So you ask it, if touching the green color, if it's yes, then you should stop everything because you've reached the finishing line. But if it's no, then you go back to number 2, which is you continue moving maybe you are still at this step, or maybe you haven't reached the barriers. So that's the algorithm. This is the algorithm for doing this. I just want us to now do this in Scratch. So let me open my Scratch program and just arrange the code in. I want all you or you as well to use these steps to come up with the program. So let me stop sharing and I share Scratch. This should take a very short time because it's now easy that now we have gone through it via this flowchart. So what we said, maybe just what we said here is when green flag, the cat, the starting position we said here, let's say our starting position is here. When I put this cat here, these coordinates are going to change. So this coordinate should be my position. Yes, please.
Teacher.
Yeah.
My Scratch doesn't work. Why?
What's the
my Scratch doesn't work.
Did you install it on the computer, or you can use the online version?
I'm working online version.
Why is not?
Teacher.
You can refresh.
Teacher.
Yes, Daudi.
I went to Scratch, but I wasn't able to get the online version.
Okay, let me share with you how to get the online version. So when you follow the link that
I'm using a phone.
Yeah, still using a phone, you can use the online version. And even in the link that we sent you, you can install the app directly on your phone. But on the online version, let me share my browser and I take you through that. So this is the link I shared with you. When I press enter, it's going to search, and you can either click on download to download, but for now you can click on create. Create is this one. On the phone, you can scroll down and you see create or make using Scratch. Then when you click it like this, it's going to take you, you click create, then it will take you to the online or the web version of Scratch, which is also the same as the installed or the offline version. And this is how you're going to be able to see the cat and also other sprites here. So many of them. Now, if you haven't installed Scratch yet, you can just follow what I'm explaining. Then when Scratch installs, if the offline version is not working for you, if you after installing, you will now be able to write the instructions that we were writing here today. So let me share the screen for Scratch. And
Excuse me, teacher.
yes, Hadassah.
When I go to the link you sent, there is no provision for create.
Let me just give you one chance to share your screen and I see. You try to share your screen and I direct you. Maybe it will be helpful to the others as well.
There is no place where I can go for create.
You go down. Okay, you go up. Let me see. Hold on. So what you're going to do, let me share another link, I think, which goes directly to create. And I see whether
okay.
You can put his phone in landscape mode.
You just in landscape mode, it will work, by the way. Thanks a lot. Yeah. In landscape mode, it should work. So try in landscape mode. If it fails, then follow the link I've sent you. Okay, so Maureen, do you have a question? I see your hand is up.
No, I don't.
All right, thanks. Okay, should we proceed now?
Yes, teacher.
All right then.
Yes, teacher.
All right, thanks. Let's proceed now. Let me share my screen. Where is my scratch? Let me just stop the scratch here. Then we come here. Now, I hope you can now see my screen and I can also now proceed. So we said the first thing to do is to go to when green flag is clicked. This is the first program that they told us that you get the first. This was number 6. And the next thing to do was to go to the start position, which is, so I go to motion. You go to motion here, and under motion, you're going to look for go to, which is here, go to X negative. So this position has these coordinates. I will say go to that position. And the other thing I'm going to do now is after going to this position, I want to tell it to walk. So before I even make it to work, I need to get the obstacles drawn. And this is how you can draw the obstacles. You're going to come here where there is sprites. Are you seeing here this cut head with the plus sign here? You don't click on it, but you just go to this paint after the search button here or the search icon. You come to the brush here, and then you click paint. And then it will bring you here. So we want to make the drawings here. And when you come to this, this point here where we can draw so many costumes, as you can see, there are tools here that have been availed to us to make our drawings, which one of them is the pointer to point on something, then move it. Then the brush, when I click the brush, I can make just like you have been annotating my screen using the brush. Then if I use this is the color, like the saddling jar, or maybe the bucket, which I can use to fill this color. So to fill, maybe if I have a shape here, let me first draw a line here. This is for drawing a line, and this is for drawing a shape. So if I have a shape like which is a square, this can draw a square or a rectangle. So this is my rectangle. And if I want to fill it with the color, maybe a different color, I can come here. Let me say I want to maybe fill with the color. If I change the color from here, maybe I change the color to yellow, like that. I just come and fill this with yellow. I click here, then the color changes. This is the use of this color here. Then if I want to type some message or text, I click T. Then I click here and I can write, maybe I can change the color of my text here by clicking here. And then I change maybe to red. And I come here, then I type here, scratch program. You can even change the font. There is a pixel here, which is really beautiful. And we have a rubber. If you've drawn like these shapes that you don't want, you can just click rubber, increase the width of the rubber, then start rubbing what you don't really like here, like this. Now, since this is for the circle, I can click it and I have my circle here. Now, let me just delete this. And I start over, since now you can use the shapes. So let me just, someone messed with my screen. Let me restart this to now proceed with the project. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is to draw the obstacles, and I need this shape here, which is a rectangle. And I'm just going to come, you see the outline is black. So this is my outline. I can increase, it's now black, I've already selected. But if you want to select a different outline, you can always move through, play around with this color, saturation, and brightness. So let me try to increase the width of my outside circle, my outline to be that. So instead of drawing another, I'll just copy, click on the pointer here, and then I click copy, and then I paste another obstacle, then I just put it here. Then I again paste it since I already copied it. Then I can now just put it here like this. And now at this point here, I can move, this can now be moved since it's now one object, and I put it just down here. Then the last thing I'm going to do, this I'm going to call this, where the sprite here, I remove sprite 2, and I just call it obstacles. I see your hand is up, Rukia. Rukia, you want to have, you want to ask a question? Yes.
Yes, teacher. I can't really see that option of drawing the shape.
The option of drawing the shape.
Yes.
Okay, that option is got here. When you go to sprite, are you seeing where there is below the sprites here? Are you seeing here where we have choose a sprite? When you hover on it, you'll see
I'm already where you are here.
You selected a sprite, painting a sprite. Do you want to, okay, I didn't remove my cat. The cat is just here. When you click on paint, then you're going, another block is going to come here, and then you can be able to make the drawing. So let me just give a chance to Rukia to share this.
I can't really make the dot.
You share your screen and I see.
Teacher. Okay,
yes?
I'm using two gadgets. So let me share with this other one.
All right. If you're finished drawing the obstacles, just type in the chat and let me know if you've finished. And if you haven't yet managed to draw the obstacles, just type in the chat and say no, I haven't, so we can see. And if you have any question, also just type it in the chat.
Thank you.
Xander is done. That's very good. And I also see. So let's get, if you're done, you just type.
Teacher, can you put back the instructions?
Okay.
Recording in progress. Recording in progress. Recording in progress.
So these are the instructions. We are just drawing. I just wanted you to draw these shapes here. And to get the outline, you just click on the shape. For example, this shape here, and you come where there is outline, color that you want, and then you increase the width like this. Then you come and draw the shape. The outline will come.
Should I share?
Okay, you share. You go ahead and share.
How come she's not sharing her screen?
I think she's facing a technical challenge, but Rukia, you share your screen very fast.
I want to share, but I don't know where to go and share.
You click down there where you see there's a tab down there which says share screen.
Yes, when I tap there, on the same photos, iCloud Drive.
Say entire screen, share entire screen.
I even don't know how to share the entire screen.
Okay, now just maybe tell us what is the challenge. Or you just focus the camera of your other device to your code and we see.
Okay, there.
I can't see very well. I don't.
You can't see.
We can't see. We can't see. You've not turned on your camera.
My camera. Wait, let me just explain what is there.
Okay, just explain.
Okay. The thing is, whenever I try to put the shapes, I can't really get where you are. That's more than like. Holy shit, can you keep quiet? Teacher, whenever I try to go where like the graph paper is, like the graph paper, I don't have that option here.
You don't have this square here, down here.
I have that square.
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't have where like to put the shapes. I even don't know how to put the shapes. Maybe it's with
No,
you,
it's just this.
but I can't really put
just any square that you any box square that you're seeing here. This is where just after the tools here. That's the place you can make the drawings. For some of you, it may appear like
yes, I see that tools.
it will appear here like that. So try
Teacher,
to.
I see that tools on my side.
Yeah, but then
where to put that tools is where I don't see.
on the right, of course, immediately after the tools, that place which follows is where you make the drawings. It differs from device to device.
Thank you.
All right. So let me just turn this off. And so my platforms are already done. And now I want to draw the finishing line. So to draw the finishing line, I come again here. You don't draw the finishing line here again. I make another sprite. So I come here again where there's a choose a sprite just below our screen here. And then I paint another one. I click paint. And now instead of drawing, I just click text here, text. Then I come to change the color from here. And I move this to color green. Then I increase the saturation, and that's green enough for me. And then I just come here and I type finish. So that's my finishing line. You can click on the pointer to increase the size. And then you can now come here and put the finishing line when. So to reduce the size here, maybe to be realistic, I click on the obstacles. So this finishing line, I can first call it finish. And then I come to the obstacles here and I reduce, I go to size. Size is just here. Size, then I reduce the size to maybe 70. And I can put it here. And my finishing line as well, I reduce the size to maybe 50. Or maybe 70 as well. Yeah. So let me get it just here. It's disappearing. Now this should be it. Let me now say, now we go to the code. At this point, I go to code and we are coding the cut. Let me reduce the size of the cut as well to 50. So this is my cut. And when I go to code here, I say, we said now we are coding only the cut, the rest you don't code them. So you come here and say when green flag is clicked, you go to this position here. And after this, we said you move. So I bring the move 10 steps. And then the next thing we said was we had number 4 came first, which is go to that position, then move 10 steps was number 2. Then we went to the decision, which is number 3 of checking if touching. So I bring the if touching here. If, so I come here to control and I look for if. I put it here and I just want to ask myself if I'm touching color black. So I go to sensing to sense now if I'm touched, because this is now a feeling. So if touching this color, so to change the color to green, I will just maybe say click on this color and you use the magnetic. If you want, note that green differs. So if you want to take the exact green, you have to use the magnetic color selector, which is just down here. The one you're seeing, which has a like something like a sword pointing into the color here. So when I click on it, I can now move and click on this green and ensure that the darker box is inside the color that you want. When you click select, that green is going to come here. Yes, who was speaking?
Teacher,
yes.
Could you please go back to where you put the word finish on the whiteboard?
You mean this this part here?
No, this, yes. Teacher, could you show me how you put it there?
I clicked this text, this T here. Are you seeing this T?
Yes, teacher.
Then I came and clicked here where I want to write. Then I just started writing my finish. But before that, I selected the color. I clicked T, then I came to select the color green here by moving these circles here to select green. And I first increased the saturation so that the color was visible. Then I came, I clicked here, then I wrote finish using the keyboard. Does that help you?
Yes, teacher.
All right, then, thanks. So let me go back to the cat. And to the cat, so people, let me see some people who are using Scratch Export. Maybe let me first finish coding this, then I'll go back to also explain for those people who are using Scratch Export. Let me finish this such that people who are using online version or the computer version can be proceeding. So after this, I say if touching color, and this color here, which I want is now black. The first color was black, so I click on this color, click on this magnetic selector, then I come here where there's the outline black, which is in the middle, then I click the left click to select. So if touching color here, we said you change Y, so you move upwards by 30. So I go to motion and I look for change Y, which is here. And then the next thing was to check if another decision was just close to this, which is in another if. So I go to control and I get the if, another if, to check if it's touching the screen. So I go to sensing again and I look for touching. It's touching color. And this time round, I click on this color and I click on this magnetic color selector. And then I go and click on green. So meaning that if touching green, then stop all. I go to control to get my stop all, which is just down here. Stop all. And then we had number 7 being the forever, continuing that process of checking, which was around here. So to cover all this. So let's try and see. So this what means is if it's touching. Okay. So what we did, even the forever was covering even more. So when I click the green flag, it didn't even touch my finish was around here. Let me first stop my finish here. But you can also make it to go down. But because of explanation, I just want to make the same algorithm that was written in the slides. So here, when I click the green flag, it will go and stop there at the finishing line. So that's the code. Let me try to join with my phone to give an explanation to my colleagues who are using the Scratch export. So just a moment, if you use the Scratch export. Let's also take some questions from Caesar. Caesar, please unmute yourself.
Excuse me, teacher, how come I can't draw these obstacles? First, I want to share my screen.
Okay, you share your screen. Let me allow you to do that. Just go ahead and share your screen. You can't.
The obstacles.
Mm.
Yes, if I come, wait. If I come this side, here, around here, I can't go down anymore.
You first have to zoom, first squeeze your screen to zoom in or to zoom out. You try to use 2 fingers to scroll down. Or you zoom out, you zoom out. You've zoomed in, that's why it's not allowing you.
It's just like that, the phone is too small.
But how it's supposed to, you're supposed to see even the lower parts. But if you've zoomed out, you're not going to be able to see them.
I'm trying to zoom in, but
to zoom
it doesn't.
Out, you zoom out using
Using?
Get 2 fingers on the screen, then try to bring them together while scrolling.
Yes. I'm trying, but it's not working.
Okay, maybe, are you using the online version?
No.
What software? You're using the Scratch, you installed it on your computer?
On the phone, not on the computer.
You installed it on the phone, eh? So I want to, okay, you try using the online version and see if it still fails. Maybe let's troubleshoot and see the error.
Okay.
So the people of the, let me share my screen for the phone. And I explain to my friends who are using Scratch Export. So if you're using Scratch Export, let me see. Where is my Scratch Export? Where is my Zoom?
Teacher, we are finished.
Nice, nice. Just give me 1 minute, then we are going to get going. Let me first take through this. So to use Scratch Export, the first thing you're going to do is to click on this X, which is the pair of scissors here, as you can see, to delete this device here. And after deleting the device, let me just take this up here. So I delete the device, then I click on get a new sprite. So I click on new sprite, then I come to choose from library, and I will get my cat. So just to explain, let me just use this cat one, and I select it like that. Now, after getting the cat, you can bring him at this end here, and then you see those coordinates which will come here. the coordinates will come here, -106, and then you just come here to events and first put those coordinates here. So under events, I will say when green flag is clicked, the first thing I need to go is to go to. So I go to motion and I look for my go to. So let me scroll down and I get go to. Go to is here. Then I put it here, just below here. Then I click inside here to change the coordinates to -240. It's is it -240? Not sure if it's a negative. So it's positive, not negative. So I'll select this and say 240, and then I press OK. Then I change also the -120, the other side. I delete this. Then I press OK. As simple as that. So I remove this other one is down. And the next thing I'm going to do is to now go and paint. So I come here to new sprite again. I click on new sprite. Then now I click on paint. Paint is the second one here, paint. And then I get this platform for painting. So here, I now come and select the shape, which is like a rectangle here. Then I come here. If I want it to have an outline, I select this, which has an, if I don't want it to have an outline, I select this second one. Now, in this case, I need it to have an outline. That's why I select this first one, which has an outline, and no color inside. And I can increase the size of the outline by just moving this is the width here, to increase it a little bit. And since it's already color black, I can leave it. And I can select the inner color. To select the inner color, you can maybe click here, then you select the color you want to be inside. And then you come back here. And anyway, you can always fill it. So after clicking this, which has an outline, and you selecting color black, sorry, so this is color black, you can come and now make your shape there like that. And you can reduce the size if you want. And let me just reduce the size. So let me make a smaller one by undoing this. Okay, seems like it's not going to do. Let me. So I can also use the rubber, and let me. The phone is too small, but you can always click this to undo if your phone is so sensitive. Okay, but if it fails, let me just delete this, and I paint another one. So I paint another one with the smaller. So I paint another one, another square or a rectangle with now smaller, something like that. Then you can now draw another one up here. And then draw another one here. Then now you need the pointer. So my pointer is down here. Let me first, I need to first increase my screen. So to increase my screen, I think what I will do is I first have to convert that. And then I click now on the pointer here to now move. So they are together. So let me select them. But the best way is to convert to vector. When you convert to vector, you'll be able to come up with the better drawing. So let me first clear this. And so when I click now on this, and then here like this. Again. And then another one here like this. Sorry, I have to again click the rectangle. I'm not good at drawing using the phone, so you'll excuse me. So I come and bring it up here like that. And that's how you can draw the barriers. To fill the colors, you can click on to paint, maybe to fill in the colors. You can scroll down and maybe convert to bitmap a bit to fill the colors. Then you click on the jar here and select the color that you want. Then just click inside here to fill the colors like that. And then you can do the same you come and again click on new sprite, then paint, and do the same for the finishing line. The finishing line, you just click on T, then you select green here, and then you just type here, finish. Let me make it capital letters, finish like that, and you're good to go. So let's now proceed. If this is what you have to do, then you can come the other side and then you fix the finish where you want it to be. Now, that's it for the people who are using Scratch Export. You just have to practice this. It's easy. Even though your phone is small, you can still come up with the same drawing. So let me first take some questions. Babiri and Chiza, please unmute and let's hear what you have to say. Babiri, unmute yourself.
How do they do on the computer?
Okay, I'm coming now to the computer. Let me stop sharing this. Okay, now let me also take Alexander's question.
Teacher, I wanted to tell you the question, but I just wanted to tell you that I was doing exactly what you're doing for the cat to climb the stairs, but then when I tried it out, it didn't work. What did I do?
You just need to first have a cat. Let me do this. So what you need to do is to first put your finishing above here at the same line, maybe above the stairs here, such that the cat cannot sit, because the cat will not go down, but it will just come straight like this. Let me show you what I mean. I click the green flag, the cat has to come. We have only told it to go up, 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 but we have not told it to go down. So that's why your finish has to also be at the same stage here. But if you want to continue, you can also give it instructions. When it reaches here, maybe it can go down. But for now, just put the finish above here and say, go like this, then reach the finishing line the way you see here. Now let's proceed. This program has, we have finished it. Now we want to make our own game. We want to make the first game because I see we have less than 30 minutes left. And let me just save. You have to save your project. I'm just going to call this maybe directions. And then I come to file and then I save to your computer. Yeah, then it goes to my downloads. Now let me start a new project. You can always, I can always share this video if you hadn't written this code down. So let me click file, then new, and then I start a new project to make a game. Now in our game, we are just going to make a basic, a simple game that we can start with. I won't start with the difficult games. Let me start with pedal game. Yeah, the pedal game for just making the ball to bounce on some pedal, maybe some kind of a tennis game. So you can either do a 2-player, multiplayer game, but for the start, just make a single player game. And the first thing I'm going to do is to delete the cat. So I don't need the cat, I'll delete the cat. Then I come here to get my ball. So I click to get the ball. And the ball is, I just prefer this because it can change colors. And I have my ball here. Then I need to come and paint the pedal. So I click on paint like that. And I do the same thing like we have been painting the obstacles. So I'll come and select this rectangle here. And this time around, I don't need the outline. That's why it is crossed. It has to be crossed using this red line here. So I'll just come and select green, which is here already. Then I paint my pedal like that. And I come here, call it a paddle. And this should be a very basic game. I expect everyone to make it. And then I'll come and paint. This pedal will be down here and the ball will be bouncing from up to down here like that. So I'll come here to paint the red line or the danger line. So I paint it. And since I don't want someone to see the red line, I'll paint the dangerous line where someone should never cross. I'll just paint it to be the same color like the background to just make the game a little bit difficult. So I come to line, and instead of having black, I click on this arrow going down, then I increase the brightness, then I select color white. Or I can just click here like this, then I come and select, there's no color here, so this is white enough, and you come and just draw. Sorry, you first increase the width. So let me increase the thickness of the line here, of the outline here to maybe 30. And I come and I draw a line from this end here until this end here. You see, I just make the line to go through such that it can be as so long like that. But if you want to first see the line, let me first click if I want to see the line this side, let me change the color to maybe red, such that you can see it here. So this is the line I was drawing, and it has to be a little bit down here. Now, since you can see the line, I can now change it back to white. Sorry, you have to first click on it, and then you change the color now to white, such that someone can't notice that there's a line here. Now, that's my dangerous line. I'll call it danger. Like that. How do you save the work? So you click on file, then you click save to your computer. Then it will be able to save. Adasa. Let me get to some questions at this stage. Let me give a chance to Eliora. Eliora, please, let me enable you to unmute. If you have a question, just raise up your hand. I will select you. Eliora, please. Okay, Eliora, lower. Let's get Alexander. Alexander, do you want to lower to unmute yourself?
Teacher?
Yes.
I was going to tell you that I tried saving it to my dad's computer, but when I tried saving it, and then it worked, but when I tried opening it, it actually didn't work. And then when I was trying to open it, it kept on showing me other things, and now it can't save anymore. It can't save at all.
Maybe your device has frozen and you need to restart it, but it has to save. Even when I want to load something which I've already saved, I just click on file, then load from my computer, and I'll be able to see it. It's Scratch. It can be a document, can be a music file, depending on your file system of the computer. But don't care about loading it. You are going to go to loading it from your computer some other time. But if it's not accepting to save again, because saving me, I can save this to my computer even now. It has to save. Maybe you have to restart your Scratch. Let's give a chance to Grace. Grace, do you want to speak?
Teacher. Teacher, teacher, how do you like make the line not to have that green part in it?
The line not to have that green part in it. Which green part are you meaning? Okay, if you don't want it,
Like
if you don't want it to have the color inside.
Yes.
So if you don't want to have the color inside, let me say, if I'm drawing a box like this, then I want an outline of maybe black, and I don't want to fill the color. So you come and click on this. Are you seeing this red line down here, which says, which is planting? You click on it such that there is no color which is going to be inside. So when I draw my square, there is no color which is inside. Is that what you wanted?
Okay.
All right.
Yes, teacher. Thank you. Thank you, teacher.
Welcome. Let's go to Babirie and Kiza. Babirie and Kiza, please unmute.
When you save, can you see what, can you go and see what you saved?
Yes, you can continue with the project that you saved. You can open it again and start from where you stopped. At the end of this program, I'm going to show you how to get the project that you saved.
Okay, teacher.
All right. And the last person, if you're raising up your hand, please just unmute yourself. Is it Hadassah?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
I'm using the online version, and I can't save the other work we are doing over cut, and I don't want to lose it. So I haven't gone to the new work we are doing.
Okay, you first share your screen. You first share your screen and I see. Should be easy to save on the online version. Should be easy. Are you seeing file? I don't seem to see your screen very well. Are you seeing file on your screen?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, you click on file. Have you clicked file?
Yes, teacher.
What does it show?
It shows and it shows load from your computer or save to your computer.
You now click save to your computer.
Yes.
What has it done?
Has taken me to the files.
Save to your computer.
Yes.
Okay, now you give it a name and then click save.
I gave it a name.
Okay, now click save.
Okay, teacher.
Yeah, now it has saved. You can always get it.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yeah?
I can't see file on my screen.
You can't do what?
I can't see file on my screen, and I'm using the online version.
Who is that? Who is
Adasa.
Adasa? But
Yes.
file should appear on your screen. I don't know what you should scroll down.
Okay.
Okay, now I just want you to open a new tab. Open a new tab and start creating in another tab. We shall get back to you at the end, maybe to see. You open another tab because I can't seem to see clearly on your screen. Okay, now let me proceed. So just to proceed, someone says, okay, we shall get back to how to save when we are saving this project. Now, after painting my sprites like this, just pay attention. This is easy for you to understand. The first thing I'm going to do is to come to the ball here. And under ball, I want to add instructions. So this time I'm not going to have a flow chart because of time. The thing I'm going to do is to go to events. And maybe I say, you can always choose any event. I always use when green flag is clicked because it's the first one there. And I say, when green flag is clicked, what I want to do is to keep the ball bouncing from down to up. So to do that, I will say, first of all, I need to say go to. We have always go to this position. So I will go to motion and say go to this position, which is seen here. And after that, I'm going to say, I want the ball to start moving. So I go to motion. Before even moving, I want it to point downwards. So I will say point in direction. And I click, I have to select 180, which is down here, such that the ball points downwards. After pointing downwards, I tell it to move. For the start, I can say move 5 steps. For it to be a little bit slow in the actually the first level. And then I get my forever, I go to control and I get the forever. So I just cover the moving here. Like that. And this means that my ball now can move from down to up. Then you can say, you can still go to motion and say if on edge bounce, such that it can go up again. So that doesn't mean that the game is doing what we want, but what we have done is we have made the ball to have motion. And the next thing you want to do is to say, if, to get now the condition, we say in the decision, that's now the decision box. I go to control and I get the if, which is here. If then I put it just down here. And I say, if touching pedal, if touching this pedal here, or paddle, as you may pronounce it, I go to sensing, then I say if touching, the first one here, which has touching mouse pointer, and I bring it here. Now, instead of touching mouse pointer, I just click on this triangle, which is pointing down, then I select paddle. Meaning that if the ball touches the paddle, it should bounce in a random position. So what I would say, I will say turn, I will go to motion, and I say turn. The ball should turn. And it can turn, maybe degrees should be random. So I get the random operator, I go to operators, and I just say pick random. Sorry if I'm too fast, but I'm going to go through this again. Pick random, like that. Now picking random should be maybe from negative, from -60 to plus 60 like that. So let's see what happens. Let me first stop and click the green flag again.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
So I can't really even draw any shape. Should I show you that I can't do anything?
All right, let me.
First stop sharing, then I show you.
All right, you can share your screen.
Can I sing it now?
Yeah, let me see. I can see. You try to click on the rectangle.
And now I just took a screenshot. Now, whenever I try to click on the rectangle, I just click and then see color blue there, and that is it all.
Maybe are you using the online version?
Yes.
Maybe your internet is a little bit slow. So you just try
No.
to follow. Then you're going to
Teacher.
you will install the offline version and it's going to work very fine. Yes, Rukia?
Teacher.
Yeah.
My iPad can't install that app.
But
and the second thing
okay,
is I was using two gadgets and I'm using Wi-Fi. The internet cannot be slow.
Okay, what you're going to do, you're going to send me you're going to send me an email. Then I'll send you the version which can work on your iPhone. Okay?
I send you my email.
You send an email to that. That's our email address. So you send the email so that then we are going to send you a version for iPhone. But the version for iPhone is still under development. It won't work so well, but you can use it to test. And it can be able to draw. For it, you can draw and do projects, but it won't help you in extensions that we're going to learn. But we hope that by the end of this next month, the iPhone version will also be stable. So you send
I'm not using an iPhone.
Or an iPad. Is it an iPad?
Yes.
You only have Apple devices?
Yes.
Okay, then. You have that for Mac OS, but for iPhone or iPad, it's still under development, but you can send us an email to share with you the file to install.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, let me share my screen and finish this. So I need it to point upwards. So I can go to motion again and I say point in direction before turning. Now it should point upwards, which is 0. So let's see when I say, when it touches, yeah, it points in direction, then it can be able to pick random while turning. So now let's do the last one for the line. But you need also to create a score. A game which has no score, which has no health, is a boring game. A game which has no sound is a boring game. So what I do is, first of all, if touching the pedal, it should go to looks and change next costume because it has some costumes here. And then it should play sound. I go to sound and then I start sound pop. Yeah, and you can put it anywhere inside that if. And after that, it should change score. So I go to variables here. Variables is where you can create your speed, create the score, health, anything that can keep on changing. You make it using the variable. So I click on make a variable and I call this score, like that. So I press OK. And I have my score here. So someone can check their score here. So we want to say that when green flag is clicked, the first thing to do is to set score to 0. Score should always go to 0. So I set score to 0. And if it touches the pedal, I change score by 1. So I get the change variable here. I put it inside the first if, and I change this to score by clicking on this triangle here. and then I can select score. So I change score every time it hits the paddle, I change score by 1. Now let me code for the line, another if. I come to control again, and I say now if, it should not be inside another. People always make mistakes and put this second if inside the first if. It should be outside that if, but inside the forever, just like that. And then you say if touching, I go to sensing, and then I get the first touching here, which has touching mouse pointer. I put it inside there, and I now come and I click on this triangle down, then I select danger. So if touching danger, like that, then what you're going to do is to say game over. Game over. And then you are going to, you can either say the score. After saying game over, maybe you can say, this can be, let me do like this. You say game over for 2 seconds. Game over for 2 seconds. Then after 2 seconds, you say the score. And now instead of saying game over here, you go to variables and get the score here. And you say it. Then you go to control and stop everything. Stop all is just the last one under control. And that should be it for the game. For the ball, the last thing to code is the pedal. So after coding the ball like this, you go to the pedal, and then under pedal, the pedal code is very simple. You just go to control. You can begin with any. Say when green flag is clicked, I need to go to control to get the
excuse me, teacher.
I say if, yes, Emmanuel.
Teacher, could you please restart for me how to like around like everything you say?
How to do what?
Teacher, like, could you repeat for me everything you say?
Because of time, I won't be able to go through everything I said. I will share this recorded video such that you can follow through. I just wanted to finish within time. So you can just follow through while I'm explaining how to do the pedal. Then after this meeting, you can go through the video and then you're able to code for the poll. Okay, sorry, Karen, I'm too fast. Let me try to slow down. Maybe I will borrow 5 minutes of your time now because it's already midday. So what I was saying, let me first code the pedal, then I'll go back to the ball to finish it because the pedal is so easy. Then I'll go to the ball to go through one more time for Emmanuel and also Karen. So what I did here, I went to events. Then I got the when green flag is clicked here. And then I went to control. Then I got the forever. After getting the forever, I went to control still. And I got the if here, if then, and I put it inside the forever. Now I want to say if. I'm so sorry, my internet a little bit dropped. So I was saying, after getting the if, I go to sensing, and then I get the touching. No, I don't get the touching. I say if key space is pressed, but instead of saying key space, I now want to say if left arrow, because now I want people to be moving my this pedal either to the left or to the right, such that the ball doesn't fall down. And to do that, I just click on this triangle facing down, and I say if left arrow is pressed, arrow is pressed, Let me hope everyone is here. If left arrow is pressed, then I'm going to change X by -10. So I go to motion, and then I select, you just scroll down here until you reach change X by 10. So change X will make it to move to the other side of the right-hand side, but to the left-hand side, as the left arrow suggests, we have to put the minus to be like -10, like that, to go to the opposite direction of 10, of 0. Then you got control again to do the same for the right key. So under control, I get if then and put it below the other if, but inside the forever. And then I'm going to go to sensing again, and I get again the key space pressed, as you can see it here. Then I put it inside this diamond shape. And then I click this triangle just next to space, and I select right arrow just here. Then I go to motion, and I get change X again, change X by 10, put it just inside there like that. So I've finished now coding. This is all you need to code for the pedal. So when I click the green flag, I can be able to move left and right. This can move left and right, and the scores keep on increasing. The scores keep on increasing when you click, when you knock, and even it keeps on changing the color. So let me go back to the ball, and let me take some questions. I see Trevor. Trevor, do you want to say something? Please unmute yourself. Trevor, oh yes?
Excuse me, teacher.
Excuse me, teacher.
Excuse me, teacher.
Trevor?
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes?
Excuse me, teacher.
Yeah, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, Emmanuel. Let's first begin with Trevor.
Teacher.
I don't see it.
I have just joined, but I would like some help with the registration.
Which registration? You didn't register for the camp?
To the coding camp.
Okay, let me send you the registration. So you follow that link that I've shared in the chat, then you can be able to register. Let's now give a chance to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, unmute. And those who want to register for, we shall send you for the details for the machine, for the AI, for the robotics class. So let's get Emmanuel, unmute yourself.
Teacher, my brother is asking that how did you make the ball move?
How did you get them? I got the ball move through these instructions that I'm going to just take 2 minutes to go through them. So don't worry. Let me first, I'll get back to you now. Let me get to Bavidia and Chiza. Bavidia and Chiza, please unmute.
That's what I'm wanting.
Are we having a lesson tomorrow at the same time?
Yeah, at the same time tomorrow, I'll be having a lesson. Then Alex.
Are we?
Pardon?
So yeah, we are starting to play games today, to make games today.
Yeah, today I'm going to give you an assignment of making your game. Then tomorrow,
If you don't make a game, can you make a conversation?
Yeah, you can also make a conversation. And tomorrow we are going to give you more skills of how to make interesting conversations, which can speak. Okay, let's give a chance to Alexander. Let me now first, Alexander, do you want to unmute? Pardon? Okay.
I said that.
let me go through this.
Lift my hand up.
Oh, all right. So let me go through the code for the ball one more time. Just follow through what I'm going to type. The first thing I did is to go to when green flag is under events. And then I go to variables and I make a variable. I click make a variable. Then I call it score and I press OK. You get, so since I already have it here, it won't allow. So my score is here. And then I get set score. I get the set, my variable here. I put it here, then I select score, meaning that when someone starts my game, the score should start with 0. The next thing I did is to go to motion and again, I want the ball to always start from up. So first of all, what I did, if you are very keen, I held this ball like this. I put it somewhere here where I want it to start. Then those coordinates, as you see them here, they will always appear in the block section here. Then I get the code which has go to, I put it here, and it should always be the same as what you're seeing here where there's X and Y. The next thing I did was to point in direction. I wanted the ball to point down because it was now pointing to the 90 degrees, it would go horizontally. Since I wanted it to go from down to up or from up to down, I said point in direction, which is just still under motion, point in direction. And I clicked where there was 90, and you see this arrow is pointing that it goes horizontally. So if I wanted to go down, I just click on point down like that. And this is 100, or you can just type 180 degrees here like that. The next thing I did was to go to control and I get forever. I put it just down there because what I want now to add down is going to be happening continuously. It's going to be iterating, just like we saw in the flow chart. And after doing this, I go to motion and get moving. It should move continuously. And if you want it to move faster, you increase the steps. If you want it to move slower, you reduce the steps. Let me have 6 for now. And if it reaches the edge, it should bounce back. It should not go through the wall. I went to motion just down here and I got if on edge bounce like that. So let me get any questions from now. From Hadassah says, I'm done with my game, but I only got 2 points. So you can play better. You can maybe reduce the number of steps such that it becomes a little bit easier for you to go past two points. Yes. Okay. Yes, Alexander.
I was trying to do what you were doing, but then the bad thing was that I tried adding a danger, but the danger I was doing my own version. I wanted to make the danger when it touches the ball. I disappoint. It didn't work.
If you want to reach the point, if it touches the danger, you use the change. Instead of saying change score by 1, you say change score by -1. You put -1 like that. And then you put it inside the if of the danger here.
That's exactly what I did.
So I'm going to come to that.
Teacher?
Yes. Okay, let me proceed. Now, what I was saying is the next thing I'm going to do is to go to control. And then I get the if here, put it just below the if on edge bounce here like that. Then I want to say that if the ball is touching my pedal, which is here, so I say if touching, which is under sensing, if touching, I get the touching mouse pointer down up here. I put it inside the diamond shape. Then I click here where there is that arrow which is pointing down. Then I select paddle and say, if touching paddle, I need it to change color by going to the next costume. So I go to looks and I get the next costume here like that. And then it should point upwards now, which is 0 degrees. So I'll say point upwards is under motion, point in direction. And instead of 90, I just change this to 0 by either typing here or moving this arrow such that the ball will now point upwards. And after pointing upwards, it should play a pop sound. So I say sound, start pop, or any sound that you want. Here I select a pop because it's the, you can, there are a lot of sounds. When you go to sounds, you can get a lot of sounds, as we are going to see tomorrow. Then after that, I turn, I go to motion, and then I turn. You can turn either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So let me choose this. But instead of, if you want to make your game someone not to guess where the ball is going to come from, you turn in a random direction, pick random. So I will go to operators to get the random operator, as you can hear it. So pick random is just here. The first one is addition, second one is minus, this is subtraction, this is division. Then pick random is the fifth. Then I just put it where there is 15 in that circle which has 15. And you have to, if you wanted to turn either this side or the other positive side of the number line, you're just going to select where there is 1, you just put minus 60 or minus 70, whatever comes in your mind. You don't have to copy what I'm doing. You can be creative and do your own stuff. So meaning it can pick any random degrees from negative 60 to plus 60. It can either go on my left or on my right. After doing that, I said it should change score. So I go to variables. And under variables, I already created my variable called score. And now to change score, I can see this change my variable, and I just select here and I choose change score. So it reads change score by 1, then I'll get it down here under change score by 1. Now that's all you have to do for the paddle. Then the last thing you have to do now is for the danger line, which is danger. I named mine danger. If you name it, you will be able to see it come down. If you didn't give it a name, then you won't see the name. So to give it a name, you just click where there's sprite here and you name it what you want it to appear here. So I will go to control and I get another if, I put it down here. And then I go to sensing. Then I get the touching mouse pointer here, put it again there. Then now I click this triangle here and then I select danger like that. So the first one was paddle, then the next one, but they can be in any order. The next one is danger. So if touching danger, I said it should say, so I go to looks, or you can make it to speak. Tomorrow we shall be making them to speak. Then I say game over for 2 seconds. After saying game over for 2 seconds, I now say my score. So I go to say, and instead of saying hello, I'll go to my variables and I get the button for score. I put it just where there was hello. And after saying hello, I stop everything. So you go to control. You will, from time to time, you'll be now understanding that when I need stop, all it's under control. You can't understand that, you can't cram that today, but it goes through practice. It will come after you practicing. So for me, I've been using Scratch for many years. That's why I can be able to know where each block is. And after that, the next thing you're going to do now is you're done. You're good to play your game. So let me just maybe turn this away because two codes can't exist together because they are the same. Let me stay with this. So when I start my game, you can add a backdrop. I come here where there's choose a backdrop at the last end here where there's stage. Then I get a background for my game. For this, let me just select maybe, should I select this? Let me select this. Then I bring my pedal somewhere here. So let me start playing my beautiful game by saying green flag. And I can go even tomorrow. We shall be learning how to add levels. As you can see, I'm already at 9 and I'm already at 18. So I have some cheat code for my game. So when I let it fall down, it's going to say game over. Then my score will display here, as you can see. So let me take some questions again. Let me allow you to unmute yourself. So you can unmute yourself. You can raise up your hand. You can see Mina.
Teacher, excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Teacher, how did you make the paddle to move?
That's the step. I think I won't go back because it's you just follow this. I was explaining that and I was so slow because this was the easiest way you can. So you just look at what I did in the code, or you can follow the video after. Let's give a chance to Mina. Mina, unmute yourself.
Excuse me, teacher. You said at the end of the lesson, you'll allow me to share my screen so that I can ask the question that I wanted to ask.
All right, you share your screen. Let me stop sharing my screen. You can share your screen.
Okay. Okay. Cha, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
So, Cha, this is the project that I was working on. But Cha, my problem is that whenever like they are done with their first conversation at this place, it can't move to the next backdrop, like when they are moving.
Let me first see. Click on your stage and I see. You wanted the backdrops to move?
No, like if like they are done with this conversation, they can change postures and yet they're on a different backdrop.
Okay, if first click on stage. Click on stage, let me see the backdrops you added. You click on backdrops this side. You have 3. So you click on code.
On code. Okay.
Yeah, they are not changing backdrop because you didn't tell them to change backdrop. So you say, you can say, are you saying switch backdrop too? Now, that's what we are going to be covering tomorrow. We have to use what we call, did you use broadcast command in your project?
Broadcast command. No.
So
okay.
Use broadcast. So broadcast is going to be enabling you to make them to change backdrops when you want them to change backdrops.
Okay, sure.
All right. But thank you for the good work. I'm so happy that you're already making your first story and you're using the speak. But if you want them to speak, you have to first set the voice and also to set the language. So that's it for today. I am now taking only questions. Pardon?
I said that they can speak.
All right, that's nice. So let me get Trevor. Trevor, if you have any question, all of you, Eliora, Maureen, Karen, Babirie, anyone, you can just raise up your hand. The lesson has ended. We are going to meet tomorrow the same time now to learn some more skills. But before that, I just want to give you a chance to anyone who has
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes?
Excuse me, teacher. I have the project that you told us to make 5 PowerPoint slides to show what we understand about how why
like robotics and what we have learned from it. And I made the slides today, and I'm ready to give you the presentation.
Okay, you share your screen and present, Alexander. Thank you for that.
Okay, remember saving that. What have we learned about AI? I've learned how AI can recognize faces and reply to conversations. And that they can recognize voices, they can tell whether you're a person or not. Some can sense danger, and some comply, and that some are dangerous. AI stands for artificial intelligence. The problem, AI can kill, AI makes people lazy, they can take over the world, cost, they can go crazy. Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you for the wonderful presentation and for taking the time to come up with such beautiful slides. So we have an AI. For those people who are in the machine learning, in the robotics class, those people signed up for the robotics class, we are going to meet again tomorrow at 3 p.m. But in the morning, from 10 to midday, we have another Scratch lesson. And you can choose to attend even the Scratch lesson that you did today. But your lessons are always at 3 p.m., 5 p.m. for robotics. So we can also maybe have more of that tomorrow. So any other question? Or you want to just share anything, even if it's not a question, you want to share your experience just like Alexander has done, you can raise up your hand. Otherwise, you're free to go. The rest, you're free to go and prepare, maybe do some housework and prepare for tomorrow's lesson. And practice, please. Practice, because we are going to be advancing. So whatever we have learned today, practice it such that tomorrow you don't be left behind when we are going to another level. So if there are no questions, I would like to wish you a nice weekend and a nice adventure as you start to kiss. So you should know that the best learning experience is failure, and comfort and learning cannot coexist. You cannot be in a comfort zone and also learn. So they can't coexist, meaning you can't have both of them. So you either choose to be in the comfort zone, or you choose to learn. And to learn, it's always going to be hard. It's always going to be challenging. But when you come up with some algorithm, or maybe you come up with some steps in your programming and you scratch your head, you see things are not working out, you see things are difficult, you start sweating, you look for a sprite, you can't see it, you look for a code, you can't see it, then consider the fact that learning has happened and you're progressing in your journey. So let me give a chance to the last person. I see Nicholas, your hand is up.
Teacher, I've tried that game, but when it comes to moving the pedal, since I'm using a phone and doesn't have the keyboard where I can keep changing, how can I make it?
Yeah. So if you don't have, then you can just draw the arrows as sprites, or we are going to show you tomorrow how to use the video sensing. For phones, someone can use the video sensing to control the game or just tilt the phone. So that's something we can show you tomorrow in tomorrow's lesson. Sorry, you didn't mention that early. I would have guided you earlier. But tomorrow you come early such that we can show you how to use the video sensing and also to control games using the phone. But if you want if you're curious to try out, go to extensions and look for video sensing. Then try playing around with those blocks of code. If you fail, we shall correct you tomorrow. So that's it. See you guys tomorrow, the same time. The lesson has ended for today, and we shall resume tomorrow the same time. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you, teacher, for the lesson. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, teacher. Thanks for the lesson.
Excuse me, teacher.
Bye, teacher. Thank you for the lesson.
Welcome.
Excuse me,
See you
teacher.
tomorrow, teacher. It was a very nice and interesting lesson.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, Emmanuel.
Teacher, could you please send the recording of the video to my inbox?
Yeah, I'm going to send you via WhatsApp or via email just right now.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Welcome.